Hi everybody, my name is Luis Vargas and now I'm going to create a simple web application using Dojo.js or Dojo Toolkit. Okay, to begin I'm going to create a new project. By the way, I'm using NetBeans IDE 8.0 and I'm going to use also Tomcat, the Tomcat that brings with NetBeans, which is Apache Tomcat 8.0.3.0, which is I think one of the latest versions. And also I could use Glassfish sometimes, but I prefer to use Apache Tomcat because it's faster than Glassfish in some cases. Okay, so to begin I'm going to create a new project, and then instead I could create an HTML5 application, but in fact I'm going to create a Maven application and I'm going to create a web application. And now I'm going to create a 01, let's say let's call validation form or first app. I'm going to call it first app. I think that's okay. Okay, and then this one doesn't matter too much, and you can change it as you want, but at the end doesn't matter because we are not going to use Java at all, only JavaScript and HTML, but we are only going to use Maven to retrieve dependencies. I'm going to use Java 7, but as again it doesn't matter since this project is going to only to have JavaScript, and I'm going to use it as a I'm going to compile it as a WAR because it's easier to use in Tomcat. But you can use Node.js, you can use PHP, you can use Ruby, whatever you want, because at the end this is not a servers dependent project. It's completely client-side project, although it depends on a server, but it's not a you can change from server whenever you want. The only thing that is going to depend in Java is Maven. And why it's going to depend on Maven? Because I'm going to use a dependency. I'm going to add a dependency, and this dependency it's called WebJars Dojo, and then you look for it. There is also the one that brings with Dojo Toolkit, but it needs an extra step to be compiled, so it's made the compiling slower, so that's why I don't like too much. So I'm going to use Dojo. I'm going to use this version 1.9.3 because it's the version that is already supported in WebJars. This version 1.94 is not supported. I have this version because I downloaded from the from GitHub, so you're not going to have that version. So then I just add it as a dependency, and it's going to be shown in my dependencies, and that's it. Now in my index.html, I just need to add 3 things. The first thing that I need to add is the style. For the style, in fact it's link, since I'm going to retrieve the link remotely, and this link is going to be in WebJars. Oh, sorry, rel style shield, and it's going to be in WebJars slash dojo slash 1.9.3 slash digit slash themes slash claro .css, and then just close this. Okay, just close it. Second, I'm going to add also the required.js the Dojo core. So I'm going to add the Dojo package. So I'm going to say script, and I'm also going to say source and WebJars slash dojo slash 1.9.3 slash dojo slash dojo.js. This one brings the actual library. So with those two things, we are ready to begin to program using Dojo. But Dojo needs something that body needs to have a class called, and this class should be the theme. In that case, the theme is Claro, so it should be Claro in here. And then you can create your widgets or digits. The first digit that I'm going to create is a simple button. So to do that, I just need to do something simple. I just need to do div, and then I'm going to do data dojo type, and then I'm going to say digit slash forms form slash button or button. I don't know how to pronounce it very well in English, sorry for that. And then just close that, and then let's run it. I'm going to press in NetBeans. You just need to select what kind of browser do you want. You can select Chrome, and I have put it Chrome as default. So you can also use Chrome with the connector, but I don't like too much with that connector. So I'm just going to run. Oops, I forget to do something. By default, all applications. Oh no, I select Apache Tomcat, no? Yes, I think so. This one is, I think that it's running, no, yes, it's running Apache Tomcat. And then you just need to wait to the browser to begin. So something goes wrong, and I'm going to press F12 to see what's wrong. And it says that WebJars, Dojo, claro, CSS. Why you couldn't? So how do I know the path of this? It's because it's in this meta. All web jars are saved inside meta in resources, and then the resources are the 1.8.3. I think that I forget. No, I didn't. What did I forget? Oh, sure. I forgot to put. I think that in here should be, but that's not the complete it should be data dojo config. This is a way, not the only way of doing that. So I'm going to say auto parse true, and then I think that that's enough for now. And every time that I save, and Chrome is refresh automatically. So digit since git themes and then Claro. Oh, yes, I forgot Claro.js. Claro.js. Claro, and then Claro.js. Claro CSS, sorry. Because inside this one is Claro CSS. You can also change to the other ones, but I'm going to use this one because it's easier. By the way, I forget to put in here the label, and this one is going to be hello. Oops. It's not yet. Claro cross CSS. Now it's saved correctly, but this one I think no, that's not a problem. Dojo yes, data Dojo config. It's not auto parse. It's parse on load. It's not auto parse. Type. Sorry for that. That's something that I don't like from HTML and JavaScript, is that we don't have autocompleter like in now. As you can see, this div it's converted dynamically as a button, so it's there. As easy as that. You don't need to do too much. You don't need to worry about the CSS styling, because it's bring for you in Dojo. So that's our first application. So, but that's not enough. I mean, we can do even more with Dojo. In that case, I'm going to create a simple template application. In fact, to make it like an MVC application. So I'm going to create a new folder, and this folder is going to be app/views, which is going to contain the views, and I'm going to finish, and then inside this folder, these views, I'm going to create a new JavaScript file, and this JavaScript file is going to be called first, because this one is the first view, and this is first JavaScript. And also I need first HTML. Sorry, first HTML. Then it creates both JavaScript and HTML files. What I'm going to have in this is a simple basically I'm going to have this inside this template, so that I'm going to say instead of this I'm going to put div, and inside this I'm going to put and I'm going to format this Alt-Shift-F to format. And now I have my first template, but I need to define this template using JavaScript. That's something that I don't like too much about Dojo, because you need too many steps to do something simple. But define is the class that it's as the name saying, define a class. So define is a function that define classes in an easy. The first parameter is an array of dependencies, and the second parameter is the function that expects those dependencies. Oops. Then inside this function is going to be the the actual implementation of the classes. Also, Require.js has something called Require.js Dojo has something called declare. Okay, and declare, the first parameter is going to be the classes that extends and the array of classes that extends, and the second parameter is going to be the object implementation or the object definition. To use the declare, we need something, we need a dependency called dojo slash base slash declare. Then we need to pass this to here, to this function declare. And finally, sorry, I love to put this in this way because it's easier to read, and for also this one, and then format, and then I'm going to also first.js needs something interesting, needs declare needs I'm going to just copy the dependencies because are too much and it's going to be a little bit wasting of time, and I'm going to need also those dependencies, so that I'm going to need widget base on digit clip mixin, on templated mixin, which is in templated mixin, and also the first HTML that I'm using right now, which is that one. So basically now I also going to pass this as a parameter, as a parameter to the function that expects the dependencies. Oops. And as you can see, they should also match in the position, in the by position. Declare with declare widget base not matching, so it's going to be at the order should match widget base, and the clip mixin come with jig mixin, with the jig mixin, and templated mixin with templated mixin, which is in templated mixin, and template at the end. So that now I'm just going to say what classes inherit or extend my class. This one in here, those two lines are declaring a new class, no instantiating, only declaring. And this one I'm selling this class extends widget base, digit clip mixin, templated mixin, which is in templated mixin. And here I'm just going to pass first the template string. And what is going to be the template string? This one, template. And by the moment I'm just going to do that to see if everything is working, and I also going to remove this, and I'm going to say div dojo data type equal in here I'm going to say add views slash first, and then just close. What's the problem? Oops, sorry, this is one. It's data dojo type. Data dojo type. And I think that's it. Oh no, there is something else that I forget it. It's the declaration of the packages. In fact, this one is not going to be further needed anymore, because I'm going to create a script in here and inside this script I'm going to create a variable called Dojo config, which is inside of the Dojo configuration, and inside that I'm going to create a parse unknown. I'm going to say true. I'm going to say also that it's debug throw, true, and then I'm just going to say the package definition, and this one is going to expect an array of objects. First is the name, the package is going to be app because it's going to be my application, and it's going to be and the URL or location where is located this package, and this is located in app. What happened if I don't put that, and why I didn't need that with Dojo? Because by default the app is the location, the base URL is being in the location of Dojo. So the base URL is going to be webjars dojo webjars. This one is going to be the base URL. So if I don't declare this, it's going to look, I'm just going to show you, it's going to look for that URL and it's going to send me an error. So network, I'm going to put it to see if this one affects something. Dojo config. Download with uppercase. So now I have this error because it's looking inside webjars Dojo 1.9.3 Dojo app views. So also yes, because this one is just going to delete it, and it's going to be the same error. And the only way to solve that problem is just passing an location. It should be before I tried with that, but it didn't work, and it didn't work logically because it also refers to the same location. So then I tried without this dot or this period. I don't know why English speakers has dot, period, point. In Spanish we only have one word. So as you see, now it's trying to look for a slide app, but since I have my application inside this folder or this context, I need also to pass that context. So to avoid that, I just always do location href plus app, and that works most of the time. Maybe all the time works. So as you can see, we have our templates working, and we don't need and we just created one single line in this HTML, and we can do that many times, and we can do that this inside this one. We can also create a template and call another template, and that's why we can create an MVC application, and also it's a modular application, and also we can create events. Events. I'm going to create an event called on click, and I'm going to say on click and say function, and then I'm going to say if, and I'm going to also need two more parameters, two more attributes. It's going to be title, and first click false, and counter, it says 1. I'm going to begin in 1. So if this dot update this first click, and then I'm going to false. No, sorry, this is false without the quotation marks. So, and this one I'm going to say this title no dot inner HTML, and then I'm going to say this dot title. Autocompleter not always works with JavaScript since JavaScript is not a strongly typed, but some of the time it works, mostly when it's in the same what is the name, the same file, the same scope, mostly in the same file. So here I'm going to say plus plus this dot counter, and then I'm going to say plus equal times, and I finish dash dot, and I'm going to say that for else, and this dot title no. Basically I'm just going to copy this, and then instead just was click. That means if was click the first time, it's not going to say the amount of time click. And then I'm going to say this dot first click equal true. So how am I going to use that? Also I'm going to need a method called postCreate function. Then I'm going to say this dot title node dot inner HTML equal to this dot title. So how I'm going to use this title now? Basically I just need to put or to pass this in here. So I'm going to pass I'm going to create a tip which maintains that title now. I'm going to say div, and inside that div I'm going to put the class the data dojo attached point, and say title no In that way, I'm telling that this div is going to handle the variable title now. And then I also need the data dojo attach spell stash, and then events, and then I'm going to on click. So on event click, it's going to call the function or the method on click. Sorry, yes. Then I can say also simply let me see, in the data properties, in here, data dojo props equal, and I'm going to say title. To see it working, I'm going to show you that right now it's not showing anything since on click it's no. Click is no. That's real. I'm going to put title, then I'm going to solve that, and then I'm going to say the title. Let me see. Our song widget. Then just no, that works. I think that I just need to refresh. So as you can see, now appears our song widget, and every time that I click, it changes. So the event and the binding was the views and the was binding to an event, which is good. So that from here you can create more templates inside this template, but in the actual documentation says that you shouldn't do that because this is slower. So the solution to do that is using pure JavaScript instead using templated instead using the combination with JavaScript and HTML. But that's something interesting. All documentation everywhere use that HTML plus JavaScript because they say that this one is easier. But this one is certainly easier, but it's more, you spend time doing that, or you have an extra comment here. That's something that I love from NetBeans. Tell me too much. Something else is that this button is never instantiated in this code, but it's required. I'm going to show you one message. Is that message that is Dojo parser needs to be instantiated, and also this add view first, not instantiated, declared, sorry, or required. So because right now it's being auto require, and in that case being not adding specific not adding by default. So to avoid this message, those warnings, you just need to add in the index HTML another script. And that's something that I don't like too much about Dojo. You need to add too much scripts. In XJS you don't need that, and you need in here require, and then the classes that I'm going to require in that case is Dojo parser, the first one, and the second one is going to be app slash views slash first, then just close with a semicolon, then semicolon, then just refresh and the warnings disappear. And that's it for today. Expect that you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to click in the like button, and if you have any question, please make a comment about the YouTube video. Thank you.